Your mind is the most powerful force in existence, yet most people live their entire lives as its prisoner. Every thought you think and every belief you hold is either building your dream life or keeping you trapped in the cycle of limitation. Imagine waking up every morning with total clarity and unshakable confidence. Picture a version of yourself that remains calm when challenges arise and stays focused when distractions call. This is not a dream. This is what happens when you decide to take control of your mental architecture. Over the next 30 days, you can fundamentally rewire how your brain operates. You are not just learning new ideas. You are becoming a person who thinks, feels, and acts differently to produce extraordinary results. Welcome to Elite Summaries. If you want to master your life by mastering your mind, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell for more deep dives into personal transformation. Today we are exploring the blueprint to rewrite your internal programming and unlock your true potential. Your mind works much like a computer running programs installed years ago. Most of these programs were written during your early childhood. Between the ages of 0 and 7, your brain was a sponge. You absorbed the words, emotions, and experiences of everyone around you. These experiences became your operating system. They influence every decision you make and every action you take today. If you were told that money is hard to get or that you are not smart enough, those
Hey, are you looking for a fresh and engaging voice?
Let me tell you what my grandpa told me when I was just 6 years.
Today, we are exploring the blueprint to rewrite your internal programming and unlock your true potential. Your mind works much like a computer running programs installed years ago. Most of these programs were written during your early childhood. Between the ages of 0 and 7, your brain was a sponge. You absorbed the words, emotions, and experiences of everyone around you. These experiences became your operating system. They influence every decision you make and every action you take today. If you were told that money is hard to get or that you are not smart enough, those ideas became part of your identity. Your subconscious mind now looks for evidence to prove those old stories are true. This is why positive thinking often fails. You can tell yourself you are successful, but if your deep programming says otherwise, the old files will always win. The incredible news is that your brain is plastic. This is called neuroplasticity. You can literally rewire your neural pathways at any age. Every new thought and action creates a fresh path in your brain. With enough repetition, these new paths become stronger than the old ones. Mental mastery is about deleting the files that no longer serve you and installing new, empowering software. Your current reality is just a reflection of your past programming. To change your life, you must change your internal code. You do not need anyone's permission to start. You just need to understand the mechanics of how thoughts become things. The first step in this journey is conscious awareness. Most people live on autopilot. They react to life instead of responding to it. Awareness is like turning on a light in a dark room. When you notice your thoughts, you gain the power to change them. Right now, there is a constant stream of chatter in your head. Some thoughts are about the past, and some are about the future. This mental noise keeps you trapped. The practice of awareness begins by simply watching your thoughts without judging them. Imagine sitting by a river and watching the water flow by. Each thought is just a leaf on that water. You are not the thought. You are the observer of the thought. This distinction is vital. It means you can choose which thoughts to keep and which to let go. This awareness extends to your emotions. Instead of saying you are angry, say you notice that anger is present. This tiny shift in language changes everything. You are no longer controlled by the emotion. You become the space in which the emotion exists. You will start to see patterns. You might notice that criticism triggers a feeling of inadequacy. Once you see the pattern, you can step in and choose a different response. You are the CEO of your own mind. You decide which employees get to stay and which ones need to be let go. This awareness needs to be practiced all day long. The more you do it, the more freedom you create between a situation and your reaction. Limiting beliefs are the invisible walls of your mental prison. These are deep convictions about what is possible for you. They feel like facts, but they are just stories backed by old evidence. If you believe you're too old or not talented enough, your mind will filter out every opportunity that proves you wrong. These beliefs usually hide behind common sense. To break free, you must examine the areas where you feel stuck. Ask yourself what you must believe to keep having those results. Once you find a limiting belief, challenge its truth. Just because you have believed it for years does not make it a fact. For every person who says it is too late, there is someone who started at 70 and succeeded. Both sets of evidence exist. You must choose which one to focus on. Replacing a belief is an emotional process. Beliefs are not just thoughts, they are thoughts charged with feeling. You need to feel the truth of your new belief. Visualization and affirmations are the tools for this. Do not just think about success. Feel the pride and joy it brings. Your goal is to adopt beliefs that are both realistic and empowering. Instead of believing you will be a millionaire tomorrow, believe you are capable of learning the skills to build wealth. Your beliefs are choices. When you choose ones that support your growth, you literally change the structure of your brain. Your subconscious mind is a vast and powerful engine. It processes millions of bits of information every second. It stores every memory and runs every habit. While your conscious mind can only do a few things, your subconscious is always active. It does not judge or reason. It simply follows the instructions it has been given. To create lasting change, you must change the programming at the subconscious level. Willpower is a temporary tool. Unless you change the deep patterns, you will always revert to your old self. The subconscious learns through repetition, emotion, and mental imagery. It cannot tell the difference between a real event and one you vividly imagine. Consistent affirmations are a great way to start, but they must be believable. Saying you are rich when you are broke creates mental friction. It is better to say you are developing the mindset of a wealthy person. This feels true and is easier for the subconscious to accept. Timing is also critical. The best times to program your mind are right when you wake up and right before you go to sleep. During these times, your brain is in a receptive state. Use these moments to feed your mind the images and words of the life you want. Combine your visualization with deep feeling. See the details of your success and feel the emotions as if it has already happened. This creates a powerful imprint that your subconscious will work to make real. Mastering your inner dialogue is perhaps the most important skill you can learn. You have tens of thousands of thoughts every day. For most people, the vast majority of these thoughts are negative and repetitive. This means most people are unconsciously practicing failure every single day. Your subconscious believes everything you tell it. If you say life is hard, it will make sure it stays hard. If you tell yourself you are destined for success, it will find ways to make that happen. You must develop the habit of catching your thoughts in the act. This is especially important during times of stress. Watch out for patterns like catastrophizing or black and white thinking. These habits create unnecessary stress and limit your options. You do not need to delete every negative thought. You just need to evaluate them. Ask yourself if a thought is helpful or true. If it is not, ask yourself what you would rather think instead. Speak to yourself the way you would speak to a best friend. Most people are their own harshest critics. They say things to themselves they would never say to someone they love. Learn to offer yourself compassion and encouragement. Develop an inner coach instead of an inner critic. This coach looks for what is working and what can be improved. Emotions are not random events. They are created by your interpretations and beliefs. When you master your emotions, you master your ability to create results. Most people allow their feelings to dictate their day. If they feel anxious, they stop making progress. But emotions are caused by your thoughts about a situation, not the situation itself. Two people can face the same problem and feel completely different. One might feel defeated while the other feels challenged. By changing how you think, you change how you feel. Learn to observe your feelings without being swept away by them. All emotions are temporary. If you let them move through you without resistance, they will pass. Reframing is a powerful way to change your emotional state. If someone gives you tough feedback, do not see it as an attack. See it as data that will help you grow. If you have a setback, see it as a lesson that guides your next move. Developing a precise emotional vocabulary also helps. Instead of just feeling bad, identify if you are disappointed, overwhelmed, or lonely. The more specific you are, the easier it is to manage. You can also use your body to change your mind. Deep breathing can calm your nervous system instantly. When you change your posture or your breath, your emotions follow. In a world full of noise, the ability to focus is a superpower. Your attention is your most valuable resource. Whatever you focus on will grow in your life. If you focus on problems, they will seem to multiply. If you focus on opportunities, they will start appearing everywhere. Your brain is naturally wired to notice distractions. This helped our ancestors survive, but it hurts us today. True focus is not about forcing yourself to concentrate. It is about energy management. It is easier to focus when you have a clear purpose. When you know why a task matters, your brain naturally allocates more attention to it. Design your environment to support your focus. Put your phone away and clear your workspace. Practice doing one thing at a time. Multitasking is a myth that reduces the quality of your work. Meditation is the best way to train your focus muscle. It teaches you to return your attention to one point over and over. Learn your natural rhythms. Do your hardest work when your energy is highest. This is called deep work. It is rare and highly valuable. When you enter a state of flow, you become completely absorbed in what you are doing. Time seems to disappear and your performance peaks. To maintain this, you must also allow for rest. Your brain needs time to recover so it can focus again later. Mental resilience is the ability to bounce back from hardship. It is not about being born strong. It is about developing a growth mindset. This is the belief that challenges are opportunities to learn. Resilient people do not avoid stress, they build their capacity to handle it. Think of it like training at the gym. You do not get stronger by lifting light weights. You get stronger by gradually handling heavier ones. Resilient people are cognitively flexible. They can change their plans when circumstances change. They maintain a sense of realistic optimism. They acknowledge the problem, but believe in their power to influence the outcome. The way you explain events to yourself matters. Do not see a setback as permanent or personal. See it as a temporary challenge in a specific area. Many of the most successful people used their greatest struggles as fuel for growth. This is called post-traumatic growth. Having a clear sense of purpose is also a major predictor of resilience. When you have a big enough why, you can survive almost any how. Take care of your body to support your mind. Sleep, nutrition, and exercise provide the foundation for mental strength. You can also use mental rehearsal to prepare for challenges. Visualize yourself handling a difficult situation with calm and confidence. This builds the neural pathways you will need when the time comes. Visualization and mental rehearsal are not just for athletes. They are tools for anyone who wants to program their mind for success. Your brain cannot distinguish between a real experience and a vivid imagination. When you visualize a goal in detail, you create the same neural paths as if you were actually doing it. This is why top performers in every field use these techniques. But effective visualization is not daydreaming. It is active mental training. You must step into the scene and engage all your senses. What do you see? What do you hear? Most importantly, what do you feel? The emotional part is what makes the experience stick in your subconscious. Be specific in your mental movies. If you are preparing for a presentation, see the room and hear your voice. Visualize yourself answering tough questions with ease. You can even use a technique called future pacing. Imagine yourself a year from now having already achieved your goal. Look back at the steps you took to get there. This makes the path to success feel real and achievable. Practice this in a relaxed state, like right before bed. Use anchors such as pressing your fingers together to lock in these positive feelings. Visualization does not replace action, but it prepares your mind to take the right actions when the time comes. Mental discipline and willpower are the engines of change. Without them, your strategies remain just ideas. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. Motivation is a feeling that comes and goes, but discipline is a habit. Willpower is a finite resource that gets used up throughout the day. This is why you should do your most important tasks early. To build discipline, start with small commitments you can keep. As you succeed with small things, your confidence grows. Design your life to make good choices easy. If you want to eat better, do not keep junk food in the house. Delayed gratification is a hallmark of success. Choosing a long-term benefit over immediate pleasure builds your mental strength. Habits are your best friend here. They automate good behavior so you do not have to use willpower. Focus on keystone habits like exercise, which tend to improve other areas of your life as well. Learn to tolerate discomfort. Growth happens at the edge of your comfort zone. Use mindfulness to notice your impulses to quit. When you notice the urge, you create a space to choose a different path. See yourself as a disciplined person. When discipline becomes part of your identity, it feels natural rather than forced. Your mental models are the lenses through which you see the world. Most people use models they absorbed from their surroundings without thinking. Mastering your mind means choosing models that serve your success. A growth mindset is one of the most powerful models. It assumes that intelligence and talent can be developed. An abundance mindset assumes there is more than enough for everyone, which leads to collaboration. Victim consciousness focuses on what you cannot control, while personal responsibility focuses on what you can do. These shifts in perspective change how you react to every situation. Process thinking focuses on the actions you take rather than just the final result. This reduces anxiety and leads to better outcomes. Systems thinking helps you see how everything in your life is connected. When you change one habit, it ripples through your whole life. To install new models, you must understand them logically and feel their truth. Use stories and metaphors to make them real. Your language reflects your mental models. Instead of saying you have to do something, say you choose to. Hold your mental models lightly. They are tools, not absolute truths. Be willing to update them when you find a more effective way to think. Mastering the flow state is the key to peak performance. In flow, you become completely absorbed in your work. Your self-doubt disappears and your actions become effortless. Flow happens when the challenge of a task perfectly matches your skill level. If it is too easy, you get bored. If it is too hard, you get anxious. Clear goals and immediate feedback are essential for staying in the zone. You can create the conditions for flow by having a consistent pre-performance routine. This signals to your brain that it is time to focus. Protect your environment from distractions. Physical readiness, like being well rested, also helps. Many people find that rhythmic breathing can help induce this state. As your skills grow, you must increase your challenges to keep experiencing flow. This creates a cycle of constant improvement. Flow is not just for work. It can be found in sports, art, or even deep conversation. It makes life more rewarding and satisfying. While flow is energizing, it can also be tiring. Make sure you allow time for recovery afterward. Regular flow experiences lead to higher life satisfaction and more creativity. Mental barriers are invisible walls built by old fears and assumptions.
They stop you from even trying. These barriers often feel like facts. You might believe you are not a math person or that you are too shy. Most of these ideas come from childhood comments that you never questioned. The antidote is understanding that your brain can always change. Fear-based barriers like the fear of failure or judgment are designed to keep you safe, but they also keep you small.
Imposter syndrome makes you feel like a fraud even when you are successful. Perfectionism creates paralysis by setting impossible standards. To break through, you must first identify these barriers. Look at the areas where you are not moving forward. Ask yourself what you would do if you knew you could not fail. Once you see a barrier, check its validity. Look for people who succeeded despite the same limitations. Use gradual exposure to move through your fears. Start with small steps that stretch you. Use role models for inspiration. Taking action is the best way to dissolve a barrier. Most of the things we fear are much smaller in reality than they are in our imagination. Each wall you break down builds your confidence for the next one. The final test of mind mastery is daily integration. It is about how you live when life gets messy. This is an ongoing practice, not a destination. Create specific plans for how you will handle triggers. Use your morning routine to set the tone for the day. Include visualization, meditation, and intention setting. Use micro practices throughout the day. Take a few deep breaths before a big meeting. Reflect on your progress every evening. See your challenges as a training ground. Your relationships and your work are laboratories for testing your mental skills. Your physical health and mental clarity are linked, so take care of both. Use technology mindfully to support your growth rather than distract you. Surround yourself with people who encourage your development. Be flexible. Different situations require different tools. Don't expect perfection. There will be days when you fall back into old habits. What matters is how quickly you get back on track. By consistently applying these principles, you become the creator of your own experience. You move from a life of chance to a life of choice. Your mind is your greatest tool. When you master it, you unlock a life of meaning, impact, and true joy.